Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Hey, y'all, it's game time. You are here with the ladies of left field. We are so excited. We are starting a new segue from adjacent, and we have some real players that have joined us in the studio, so to say. So I'm going to introduce each of you. The next time I want you to have, I have homework for you. You need your tagline and your walk-up song, what your walk-up song would be if you were to walk into or run into a sporting arena. All right, so we got Jordan.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, Jordan.
Hello.
We've got Kasey here.
Hello.
Yes, we've got Katie Pena.
Hi, guys.
And we've got Cheryl. Cowan over up in Round Rock, all the way from Round Rock.
Hey, friends.
I mean, we're all over the place. Let's see, where are you, Jordan, again?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
I know, and you're South Austin, south of the river.
I am.
And then we got Katie over on the east side, and we got Cheryl from Round Rock, and then I was kind of in the middle, holding it down over here. All right, so today we're going to talk about each of you, and we just have a few questions for you. All right, so one of our questions that we want to ask is, when did you find your first love for sports? What was it that's really pulled you into the sporting world? We'll start with you, Jordan.
Okay, so I've loved sports. I started in volleyball. When I couldn't do that anymore, I switched to golf, but my dad had been taking me to Texas Rangers games since I was very, very little. And then my first kind of foray into football, which is obviously what really sucks you in, is the 05 Texas football season. And then specifically the championship game. I would watch the game, most of the games that season with my dad, but that championship game was the first time that I just remember being like so dialed in on a sporting event that I could not stop watching.
Absolutely.
Make me feel old. Make me feel old there.
Might be.
Jordan is the baby in the group.
Yeah.
Well, I know sports are a big Texas thing, but I know we're not alone out there. I know there are a lot of ladies that love sports. As a matter of fact, doing some of the single ready to mingle, we were just every person we interviewed, it was like, you got to be into sports. Every girl, every guy. I was like, that's so crazy. And they weren't even all of the left field people. Kasey Johnson Reed.
Yeah.
When was your first experience with sports? How did you?
I don't know. I felt kind of like, do I feel like it's always been in my life. I feel like it was just always in our house. I remember knowing about stuff before I actually even probably watched games. I knew what teams that we were supposed to be rooting for. We were supposed to be rooting for Texas Longhorns and Dallas Cowboys, and that's how, that end of story. And then it just kind of kept growing as I got a little older. Then I got to start getting to go to stuff, and then my snowball effect. I'm just fat. I just want to watch sports all the time. I'm like,
do you rate what is the rating of your sports? How does it go? Number one,
and it's kind of hard because I get real into each season. But I love football season. Is just so fun and it's intense. But of course, we're about to start baseball, college baseball. I love college baseball. Love that. But I'm a dork, and I got all into the Phoenix Open this weekend. I was dialed in and watching that all weekend long, following my little boyfriend Jordan Speed.
I know you've been crushing on that guy for a while.
Yeah. Which I think I saw something where I think is they're about to have their third baby. It looked like.
Oh,
Looked like so exciting. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I know you love all the sports. Is there one that you're like, okay, I can go without that sport? I could put that one on let somebody else be a fan of that.
That could be NBA basketball now that the Mavericks screwed up and traded Luka Doncic. So, I mean, I was
Good Lord.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, I was really, really, really into the Mavericks, and now I feel like they just betrayed everybody.
The drama.
So I'm kind of like,
bad, so bad.
I just want to see if he's going to get in shape, though, with LeBron. So we'll see.
Right. Well, I mean, he scored 14 points last night, and then Anthony Davis.
It's gonna be such a revenge tour, y'all.
That's what I think.
And I fully support it, but it's gonna be the revenge tour like nobody's business, and I'm here for it.
I agree. I mean, we tuned in last night. I mean, I fell asleep, but I mean, I was cheering for him too. I can't help it. I'm like, so.
Wow. Yes, that was a big. I don't know. That was a big mistake. I think you're right. There's gonna be some kind of revenge tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not into fighting, like boxing, UFC, wrestling. That doesn't interest me.
No, I do not like those things either. I get it. All right, Katie, when did you start loving sports as much as you do?
Probably same thing. Like as a child, I remember always playing sports. My dad, for a little bit, like he went to college and to be a PE coach, right? So like he got his undergrad from SMU and his master's degree from Baylor in physical education. And so I feel like we grew up playing basketball constantly. My dad was like a triathlete and a marathon runner and just always super active. And so I think that just was like what we did in our family. He's a like great, very proud SMU alum. And so like learned about the death penalty very early on in my life. Learned a lot about like sports in general. It was fun. So we had a topic of conversation. I played basketball and ran cross country and was forced to do track. Did all of those things and played volleyball. So spent my summers at SMU, like going to basketball camps and volleyball camps and all that kind of great stuff. And then my weekends were spent pretty much being a golf cart driver or a caddy for my dad. I also play golf. And so I was toting around a golf bag most of my childhood on the weekends as well. So yeah, like I think it was just always what we did and loved. And then it just grew. I mean, like from playing sports to then watching sports and going to UT and immediately loving sports. And so getting sucked into everything, football and baseball and basketball connected. So it's always been a huge part of my life. And I think we could always do a really short segment on this that I think would be funny and say like, hey, if you're a person and you don't know a lot about sports, but you want to connect with somebody like Single Ready to Mingle that does, you can watch our show for 5 minutes and we'll make you look real educated. And
Yes.
I don't know. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Give you the rundown you need to be able to talk to somebody about it.
Totally.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I remember when Katie was teaching at the school I teach at, she used to just kill those little fifth graders on the basketball court.
And they're like, either you can get in my way, and we can play basketball or not.
Oh, that's great.
It was great to watch. Okay, Cheryl, what about you? When did you start loving sports?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I grew up, doing dance and figure skating because the Galleria in Houston had an ice rink, so I used to do figure skating there growing up. And being from the Houston area, obviously Astros fan, and that's really fun. So that was probably my first like big time sports love. But then obviously, Cowboys, loved Dallas Cowboys. My dad loved the Oilers, and then they left us, like Shelly.
Terrible.
And went to college at Texas State, Southwest when I was there, but Texas State now, and follow football and baseball mostly. And then, as y'all know, Taylor, big sports bettor. So I will follow any sport you can bet on, but I will draw a line at like dog racing.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, Cheryl, what is the weirdest thing that you've ever seen Taylor bet on?
Oh my gosh. Probably some type of fighting, like a UFC, but
Okay.
really, really low level.
Well, we did talk about that. Like we were betting on flipping those animals.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, during the pandemic, Jordan, it got pretty like horrible. I think we were like, I think he was betting on like who could swim fastest in Shelly's pool. And
So,
Yeah.
you know,
He was really gripping in there with no sports going on.
oh my gosh, it was like the struggle was so intense.
That was the worst. That was the worst time ever. That was when I was like, I used to always make fun of my mom and I would make fun of people like, what do people do that don't watch sports?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do
We
on
found out.
weekends? And then that happened, and I'm like, oh my God, what's happening?
They bet on flipping a 7-year-old's animals over on the floor.
Yes.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
the competitive nature is strong with this crew. Yeah.
Just a little. Just a little.
Well, those of you that don't know, Taylor, since you referenced Taylor, that's your husband, and he's also a Texas State Bobcat. He graduated there as well. So we get it. And you guys go to every home football game.
Yeah.
And
Hadn't missed, other than the pandemic, the COVID year.
Yeah.
We hadn't missed a game in, gosh, I don't know how many seasons, but like at least 8 seasons.
Wow.
well, I always make these jokes about John having this. He used to go to Houston every week for his job. And I said he had like a separate family. And I know like the Cowans have a separate family. Texas State fan.
We kind of do, yeah. He met some friends, I guess, just from being the only ones at the games, because we've been not great for a long time. And so you kind of run into the same people who are gluttons for punishment too, and become friends with them. So we have a good little crew that we link up with during football season, and then some baseball, some basketball. But it's fun.
Well, have you been able to match like whose doppelganger matches his, the Texas and then the Texas State people? Like, do we have a doppelganger? Or you're like, okay.
Oh, is there a Bobcat Jordan?
Oh my gosh, I don't know if the world could handle that, but I haven't found it yet. I haven't found any stand-ins for our Texas friends there yet. So I'll have to keep an eye out this year and see if I can match anybody up.
Oh my gosh, that would be so funny. And then we'd all have to meet like, a blind date kind of thing. That would be so fun.
That would be amazing.
Okay, let's go into what are your favorite sport fields? I'm going to say I think we could do golf, basketball arenas, baseball, and of course, football. Where are your favorite places to either watch sports or just the energy or whatever? Go ahead, Jordan. What's your favorite? What do you like?
Well, I was obviously gonna say the Dish, but then you mentioned golf, and another place that I have such fond memories of it just from like growing up and going is Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth, because Colonial, that tournament was always around my birthday, so my dad would always take me and sometimes my brother out for my birthday. That's just always fun. Walk around. Like Jordan's Spieth is pretty much always there.
Yeah.
Scotty goes every time because he's a local. It's just fun. But the Dish is probably my favorite and the place that I spent the most time in my life outside of probably my own homes. Honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite place to watch football?
So AT&T Stadium is a no. I've only had bad experiences there. I was at the semifinal game this year too. And DKR, like I love DKR, but I also from 2011 till this year, every time I was in there, it was for work. So like I've watched plenty of games and gone through plenty of stuff there, but it's always been through work. So not really a big football stadium as a fan yet. Gonna work on that.
All right. And what about for girls sports? Do you have a favorite place you like to watch the girls sports?
Oh, I think McCombs Field is awesome because you can we have left field at the dish, and then sometimes when they're going on at the same time, we just have left field at McCombs also, because the way it's set up, for anyone who hasn't been there, the way it's set up, there may be bleachers now because they're trying to bring more seating, but for a long time, there wasn't any sort of seating, no bleachers, no nothing in the outfield. So you could just take whatever implement you could stand on to get yourself to see over the fence and just watch from out there, bring your cooler and stand. So you have a home run ball flying right over your head. It was awesome. I've seen many a car window, windshield, and now the new grad housing apartment building windows broken at McCombs Field.
Yeah.
Those are some powerhouse women out there on that field right there.
Mm-hmm.
I give a lot of props to our UT softball girls. You're amazing.
Oh, yeah.
What about you, Kasey? Where's your favorite place? And it could be pro too, but where are your favorite places to watch sports?
Well, obviously Dish Balk. I mean, I've been, going there since I was in high school, kind of like Mark. I mean, going there. So I've seen, it's hard for me to describe it. I can visualize all of the transformations, how it's renovated through the years. I mean, I remember when I was working, there was actually a stairwell on the third base side when you went in like the third base gate, and there was a stairwell that led down to the locker room, and that's where our team was on that side, and the little coaches' offices was like cracker box, and it was gross and nasty, and all that kind of stuff. But so just so many memories there, and then I'm liking DKR a lot these days with all the stuff that goes on in the games now. It's it's a lot more energetic and fun. And even when we got basically kicked ourselves out of the club, afraid to push the limits, and we like our seats now. I mean, we have fun over there. Everything's that's fun. And then when you were talking about golf, I've never been, but I would just it would be a dream to go to Augusta and watch the Masters.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess, they're already starting the commercials now. And so I was like, oh.
Well, it looks so beautiful. I can't imagine.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, professional sports, I really haven't gone to that many. I mean, that many stadiums. And so I'm kind of one other football stadium that is fun for it, just because what it is Texas OU, the Cotton Bowl, but the stadium itself is not necessarily, but it's the whole event.
Yeah, that's it. It's the energy behind it. If you haven't been to Texas OU, you've got to put it on your list. In a bucket list. It's a bucket list.
It really is.
It's so fun and it's unique. I know other places have the same type of game, but there's just something about that state fair and those corn dogs and the wax cups and all of the events.
And I think it still goes back to the way that our seating is horseshoe to horseshoe instead of side to side. So, it's like, I just love that whole dynamic. Instead of being across from each other, we're like this,
Yes.
So,
yes.
That's, super cool.
I love it.
Hey,
Katie, what about you? Where are your favorite places to watch sports?
Yeah, I'm gonna say like ditto on the dish. I was gonna say I love DKR in the North End Zone Club, like we call it, or Touchdown Club, how other folks call it. I'm not like Kasey. I'm not as much of a fan of the real seats. I'm like a club girl. Not gonna lie, in a football game. So I'm just gonna put that out there. But I still love it. I still love DKR. I also love a Wrigley Field. Mark and I have been to a million Cubs games. There's nothing like sitting in Wrigley. The first time, or I don't know, maybe it wasn't the first time, but we went for batting practice before the game, walked into like left field, and they were a home run, like for batting practice or whatever, like hit right off my elbow. And I had like the baseball stitches carved into my elbow. And my arm like swelled up huge for a whole time in Chicago. So that was fun. A good experience. So it was awesome. So yeah, I love some Wrigley. I also say at UT, there is nothing like going to Gregory Gym for some.
Oh yeah.
I'll say the first time I went to that, I was like, what? This is like the best sporting experience I have ever been to. That place is rocking. And so, I mean, that place is so amazing, and it's like a bucket list place to go to too. If you can go to a UT women's volleyball game there, it's amazing. It's nothing like, and if you get lucky and like the swimming and diving team are there, and they're like it blows off with every point, it's just highly entertaining. So I'll put a plug for that. I also love one of my like we do a lot of baseball trips for college, and I love going to the Sunken Diamond at Stanford.
Oh, wow.
It's like old school, historic, Stanford campus is gorgeous. Going to Palo Alto, and then you get like a wine trip, day in there, and it just makes everything like so wonderful. So I'm all about that. Yeah,
I agree.
It's not like going to. I mean, I think pro sports is like I love them on TV. I don't need to go.
Right.
I mean, in all reality, to one of those stadiums, I'd rather watch that on TV with my friends or on my couch. Yeah.
It's so expensive too, but I do love a Wrigley Field, and I do like to go to the Astros games. I think they're really fun, and they're not far. And
I grew up in the Arlington area, and so I grew up going to like every single Rangers game. Literally, like all my coaches worked as ushers at the Rangers Stadium over the years, and so we'd go and get to like sit wherever they had open seats, and it was great. So I mean, that's fond memories of like the old ballparks as well.
That's what I was saying. The old ballpark in Arlington, love it. But like, I don't bring up the barn or the backyard grill or whatever it is that everybody calls it now, because like Globe Life, it's just meh. Like, I don't know. It's just not. It doesn't seem unique. Right. But one other thing I thought of while you were talking about it is I've through work gotten to go to the Women's College World Series. That is also like a pretty easy trip, and I would love for Texas to go back so that more people go, because that's one of those like there's not an empty seat. It doesn't matter who's playing either. There's not an empty seat. Right. It's so cool.
I mean, and to tap into that, like the College World Series for men's baseball is like amazing. We went to Rosenblatt a million years. Yeah. I do love, the new, what's the stadium called now, Jordan?
Charles Schwab, I think, or TD.
Anyways, the new stadium. Super fun. But Rosenblatt was amazing. We spent a lot of good times in that parking lot.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of good times in that stadium. So yeah, that's also super fun.
I think it was the year before Rosenblatt shut down. Katie shows up in a onesie outfit and then has to go to the porta potty, and she goes, this romper was a bad idea.
I've done that in left field at the dish where it looks so cute. Why am I naked in a porta potty?
Yeah, and then like as the day goes on, you're like, and now this thing is nasty, and I'm naked in this porta potty, and I'm trying to let it not touch the bottom.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Pro tip. If you get to the porta potty, don't wear a romper to the game.
Not that.
They're adorable.
But they're not cute enough for experience.
Right.
All right, so those are your favorite places to go watch games. I love all of them. Those sound great. And some of them I haven't been to, but I definitely want to go to. But where's the worst place you've ever seen a game?
College station.
I'm with you, Kasey. One time I went to the College Station. I couldn't even go up the bleachers. I was so nervous. I paced and paced and paced. We ended up losing that game. And one time we went when John and I were in college, and somebody keyed our car. When I went in college.
When I went in college one year, Michelle and I were like, I think we were in the end zone or whatever. But like those bleachers, they were just metal bleachers. Yeah, and you're just like wobbling because they're so loose from all their swinging and stuff. But then, and then I feel like my last baseball experience was, when the bubble brigade went crazy, and I was about to lose my mind, and I don't handle, this stuff well. I also didn't do well when I went to Arkansas, Fayetteville, a couple of years ago. I did not do well at all there.
I hear you. I think sometimes the rivalry gets to be too much, and then I get a little annoyed with the horns down stuff. I'm trying to like, pass that, but sometimes I still get a little
I get like sidetracked and I get keyed in on somebody and I'm more focused on them and I'm so angry about them that everything's bubbling up in me and I'm like, oh my gosh, stop, this is so.
And
On that.
that usually comes in when the team is not doing well too, because it doesn't
they're-
bother me at all if you're winning at all.
Exactly. Yeah. Then I'm all about like one big horn faces, horns up their face,
Kate Curry did a great a little thing about horns up, horns down, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I heard it.
More funny. She's hilarious.
Yeah.
What about you, Katie? Do you have a place you don't really like to go watch the sports that much? It can even just be that the bathrooms are disgusting.
I was thinking about this. I mean, the
Like
same thing. I think everything works fine. Everything's great when we're winning. It's just when we lose that then, like it's not fun. And so, going to the Cowboys, place is not cool when we don't win. And I don't know. I mean, I went to that Texans stadium one time because we were like pretending to be Browns fans when Colt McCoy was playing for the Browns. I mean, that was not great. But same thing. I mean, NFL stadiums are kind of not my jam. I mean, they're so big and all that.
But with the one in Houston, it's like, I don't understand why they keep getting big sporting events because it's not nice. And I feel like it's dumpy compared to like all the different professional stadiums that are out there that could be getting a bid. I mean, because NRG or whatever they're called right now, I don't even know what, they change names based on whatever sponsor, but they don't even let you tailgate. They don't even tailgate for like 3 hours before the game.
Yeah.
Weird.
Speaking of tailgating, this one made me think of a place that I don't like to go, and that is Baylor baseball, because they don't sell very much inside the stadium, so you have to strategically pick a seat where you can walk to the parking lot. Or last time I was there, the game was going so bad, I just didn't go back in.
And last time, Jordan, you heard they weren't letting you go in and out.
Yes.
And so like everybody like bought multiple tickets.
Oh my gosh.
Which is such maybe they need the money.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
I'm into their new stadium. I mean, I went to Baylor baseball like in high school and stuff. Michelle and I would go, but then later on, I didn't go. So I've been to the new one.
Yeah. Not worth it. So good.
And then they're old. Baylor's old football stadium's kind of a dump as well.
Yeah.
And it's always McLean. That stadium's sin.
John calls it the toilet bowl. John calls it the toilet bowl because it looks like.
Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
Lauren just said that.
What is your favorite sports memory of all times? I already know, Jordan, you're going to say the championship. I will never forget that. I remember saying, this is the best day of my life. And I was like, other than the birth of my 3 children, but this is really like the best day of my life. So what were your favorite sports memory, your very favorite one, Jordan? What do you think?
Obviously the 2005 national championship speaks for itself. Another one that I was at the Texas's last Big 12 championship football game. And that was so cool just to be on the field with that team and be able to see them pull it off in the last year in the Big 12 and all. Like, that was really cool. So that's another one of my like favorite ones, or a non-Texas related one. But it was so cool to be there. Was when LSU won the national championship in 2019. Because I was for work, so like you get to be on the field, and I was like standing behind Joe Burrow while he was warming up, and I saw OBJ running around giving money to people after the game. If y'all remember that, so like that was a cool non-Texas, not like a team that I'm not a fan of, but still very cool to be at the moment.
What about you, Kasey? What's your favorite?
So I'm like do kind of like pinpointing in the 2005 game, the moment we made the 4th down stop and the defensive guys ran off the field, and then you just felt our entire crowd, like this roar rose up because we were like, here comes Vince on the field. Like, we have Vince Young and we can win. It was like this feeling that was so, I still can get chills thinking about that. Yeah. And then baseball would be 2008 '08 when we had the 26 inning game that went like into the wee hours of the morning where people left and then people came back. Katie was going inside, in and out. She was rotating like the inning for like, okay, I got to go in when he pitches or vice versa. I mean, this is just.
We sent like, it was like cab drivers back then. And we like sent a cab driver like on a beer run. So nobody else, nobody fully did it. It was great.
Yeah. And then it was like that team catapulted and went, did great, kind of started a run of like 3 years of greatness with baseball, 3 to 4 years. And then, let's see, I don't know. And then I had multiple moments of like watching Colt and Jordan and Cowan, all of them, just that also that period of time in football. They were great guys and it was just a special time. So. I guess if nobody knows who I worked in football office and in the baseball, but I worked for Coach Brown through all that time.
Definitely. I think we'll have to deep dive into your years serving as the personal assistant to different coaches on the in the UT legacy. I guess all the legacy coaches, everybody you worked with, because that is a giant interview for sure.
I was going to say one more fun fact of like a sports sort of moment is it was the Big 12 baseball tournament in 2002 when we met Mark and Katie, when I met Mark and Katie at the actual thing. And so it's fun. Yeah.
A good story. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
We were sitting like right behind the batter's box and like down come Kasey and Stacy and Jackie and they're like having fun, and Mark turns around and Mark's like, "Hey, are y'all ready to party?" And they're like, "Yeah." Here we are, like 20 years later.
Yeah.
I love that. Sports can really bind people for sure.
Yeah, they can.
What about you, Katie? What's your favorite sports memory?
I mean, yeah, a lot of the same. I mean, all the championship, wins are huge. I mean, I think both Rose Bowls or all the Rose Bowls have been amazing. Like the first one against Michigan was awesome. Just to be there and to like have all of that. I mean, being there for the first time, we like drove across country in like a minivan. And like, it was back still when like you had triplicate report cards and I'm like writing report cards the whole road trip, and, Johnny remembers those days.
Oh, wow.
So that was like an amazing experience. The thing about, was it Vince that like buried the watch, at the Rose Bowl and said, "We're coming back." Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah. And then of course winning there with Vince was amazing. It just was unbelievable that we beat USC. It's kind of nobody believed it. So that was super cool. It was hard to come back and lose when Colt got hurt. But the Rose Bowl is a special place. What else? I don't know. I mean, I've been to Omaha for like a lot of the Texas wins there, in like 2002 and 2005. Those were really super fun. And it's a cool thing I mean, one time we were in Omaha. I don't remember if it was, Kasey, you might know, 02 or 05, where Mark and I were there for like the whole 2 weeks. Like, I don't even know how.
I think it was 05 because 02 is when y'all came up with us. Like, okay, y'all drove up to come to the last game.
Yeah, okay. That's right. We came up, stayed like 10 of us in this hotel room that Kasey had, thank God. And, but I mean, yeah, so the 05, Mark and I were there literally for like the entire time. And we like stayed at some extended stay. We were like doing laundry halfway through, like we were living there. And, that was a experience, but so I felt like we were like a part of everything, and like the team would come out on their off days and like come to our tailgate, and we play wiffle ball with them in the parking lot. And so yeah, it's all. I think Mark made a ton of money at the casino.
Yeah,
it's like we were just living our best life.
I love the untethered for sure.
Right? Yeah.
What are some superstitious things that you do before sport? Some like clothing or some rituals that you think really affect the outcome of the game?
Okay, y'all. This year I had my lucky shoes, and they worked up until the semifinal. The only times I didn't wear them were the 2 Georgia games, and then they didn't work at the semifinal, even though I made sure to wear them. But that's a current.
I hear you.
Yeah, I think they change. I mean, like I try to tell myself like I don't have that much power. It's really not about me, but still the things happen. Like I still wear the same earrings or I still wear the same clothes or if I'm sitting a certain way, I'll move or I'm sitting in a certain area, I'll move. And I try to be logical to myself and say all the positive self-talk of it's not about me, but then I still do all the things that are very superstitious. So
Yeah, I kind of do that with clothes. It's more of because I'll have so much orange that I can pretty much wear something different for every game. But if I wore something and we lost or whatever, I'm like, not.
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be a while before I wear that again. Like something big, something important, and then. But I'm also very much not going to a game, but I'm very much going to watch, especially when it comes to the Cowboys. If we go to a bar and we lose there, I'm like, I'm not going there again. I'm not going to watch the game there again. No, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah, I think we basically have said we're never going to Bolden Acres to watch a game because we've only lost there.
We've lost baseball games, football games. I'm like, no, not going to watch games. Out.
And I think they'll develop throughout the season. I think we get stuff every season. So catch us in April and we'll see what has developed this season.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah.
I hear you. I had some lucky boots. I forgot them for the first Georgia game. I was going to drive all the way back out to the ranch to go get them. I didn't. We lost. Then I wore them for the second Georgia game and we lost. And then I was like, F that. I'm never wearing those boots to a game again.
Well, and everybody knows about me, in a crucial game, I do not want to be around people that are having idle chit chat. Listen, I need to be in a certain spot where there's not just random chit chat going on. I'm like, focus, pay attention.
Get your head in the game.
Yeah.
I know. We went to Kasey's at Barnes and we were Cheryl and I were playing with all their little knickknacks, hanging them off of things and just playing. Keep ourselves busy. But I love watching games at the Penas. I love going to the Reed's house. It's perfect. I'd rather go there than to a bar. We went to the tavern for the second Georgia game. That almost ended in a brawl. So I would prefer to just have our friends around because I know we're all kind of going to deal with whatever the game's giving us in a way that I agree with.
And our friends know that, Jody, because, even people who came to Kasey and Barnes, I mean, our friend Evan was like, yeah, my other folks were saying, oh, we're going to just watch it here. And he was like, no, y'all are not serious fans. You're going to be talking about random nonsense or not even really focused on the game. And he was like, I need to be around my people.
Yeah.
As personally as I do. And that when I am crying to myself in the corner, they will not make fun of me, but they will connect on this. And it's going to be
no judging.
Or intentionally try to poke the bear, we don't have time for that.
No.
All right. So we just recently had the Super Bowl this last weekend. What were your thoughts, guys? Did you like the outcome? Did you hate the outcome? What are you hoping for next season? Big things. But what did you think of the game this Sunday?
Well, I thought it pretty much, it was over pretty quick after that interception that when the Eagles intercepted that pass, that young kid intercepted the pass and scored the touchdown. They just had all the momentum and didn't seem like Kansas City couldn't do anything. They couldn't move the ball. They couldn't stop the Eagles, just, constant stuff. So.
I switched over to editing episodes of this podcast in the second half. I had it on the TV and moved but I was like, I feel like there's something going on here.
Yeah.
Halftime was hilarious though, because I got super interested in the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef when it was happening, even though I didn't know that much going on. So when Drake did the "Say Drake," I just lost it. And then I
don't even understand it all. I don't know what it is. So
it was just great.
Yeah.
I was on Instagram watching people react to that moment for an hour this morning. Yeah, all of it was great.
I was gonna say, I think people are still, yes, like reacting to all the Kendrick Lamar stuff during halftime more than they're reacting to the game because it was such a blowout and so boring. And I am, of course, as a Cowboys fan, you're never an Eagles fan. You know,
Right.
also I don't want Kansas City to have a three-peat. I don't know, man. I'm over, so it was kind of a weird game to watch.
I had all the
Kansas City's offensive line sucked. I mean, Pat Mahomes didn't have a chance, and the Eagles had all the momentum. And Jalen Hurts is adorable, though. I will tell you that. I mean, I was like, he's adorable. So I don't know. Same thing. Like halftime, I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm over this. I got school tomorrow,
And Xavier Worthy, the first Longhorn to catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, randomly. We did watch the whole thing, so I was excited for him to have, and then to have back to back. So of course, I'm like, champions on him all game.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch that. I threw up the X for him.
Yeah.
That is a wild stat. That's the first Longhorn to ever score a touchdown.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But they also said, and it ended in that game, that Alabama had never had a player score a touchdown either, which was kind of shocking. But that ended again too because Devontae Smith scored one. And I guess you could kind of say Jalen Hurts because he was at Alabama at some point in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Were there any commercials that you thought were outstanding?
Kasey and I are both looking forward to the Matthew McConaughey commercial that was connected to food, because those have been funny, like Jerry with the rice, and like that. So we were both kind of looking forward to that commercial. It was cute.
I thought that was cute, and I thought, I don't know, it was kind of weird, but I thought it was funny that Glenn Powell was commercial. He had long hair. I don't remember what it was about. But he kept being the crazy man driving a car or something, screaming at people. Trying to think if there was any. And then there was the Meg Ryan and Billy Crystal.
Yeah,
it was really fast. The Hellman's mayonnaise. And I don't know if there were many more that I was trying to pay attention to them, but I think I was laughing at some of them when they were right there, but they weren't so monumental. But
none of them were so good that it stuck in your memory that long, which was kind of weird because you normally do have at least one.
I didn't.
Yeah,
everyone was just overwhelmed with Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. I think that has taken up all the media, Jordan, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd still scroll. I mean, it's not even sports accounts. People are taking it for anything. My book Instagram people are using the meme for stuff. It's everywhere.
I love it. Okay, so what athlete is on your laminated list?
Think about this.
Let's see. I have to think. Oh, well, I actually these are pretty easy for me. Yeah, Beckham.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great.
Used to be Tony Romo.
Oh, I love Romo. He's the best.
I know.
Best guy on NFL.
I think he's running off. And then of course it's not really I mean, it's more like laminated. It's just what I would always want to just pinch his cheeks as Jordan. Jordan's cheek.
I know you're gonna say that.
It's kind of gross the other way. I'm like, no.
But for me,
you can do it, Jordan.
No, mine is still my immediate answer is Rob Gronkowski.
Really?
That's right.
Oh, I had
Rising.
the biggest crush on him when I was in college. I can't think of it. It's also kind of weird, Texas athlete wise, because probably similar to you, Kasey. I worked with a lot of them, so it was creepy to be yeah. I'm just gonna go with Robert.
I love it.
What about you? I did not know that, Jordan, about you. That is funny.
Yeah, it was just because he for a while he's serious. He's got a little more serious, but he's just a giant goofball and also just giant. So
yeah, totally. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, David Beckham for sure. That's great.
That's great.
I don't know. And this is not really a laminated list thing, but my whole life, I've been the biggest Michael Jordan fan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, like starting at 8 years old, I mean, for like 10 birthdays in a row, all I wanted was Jordan everything. And still in my office to this day is like my framed Jordan poster from 1988 of him like dunking from the free throw line. So, you know, even
I'll tell you, somebody we all need to be is from going to that women's thing the other night, that Texas baseball thing. Whoever our tall pitcher is, I can't remember his name, but number 33.
Hold on. I had the roster up. Let me see.
He's a cutie.
Stand by.
Something McCrary.
Yeah, I think there were some pictures of them that rotated around.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
He won't have any problem having a girlfriend. Texas, I can take
33?
or maybe
Connor
Is it-
McCreary.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
33.
he's very tall because Shelly.
Very tall.
6'6".
Yeah, Shelly came up to like his belt.
Yeah, he was one of the. I want to say I think he was one of the ones that did the player panel. So he's pretty funny, you know.
In that vein, because I'm totally stealing this idea from Mark, but it got me thinking today. Mark tweeted, who are you most excited to see for this baseball season? Who is your like maybe your favorite returner, and then who's your favorite player of all time? And now I'm curious about that here.
All right. Well, who is?
Who is it? Who is
tell it. Yeah, tell us, Jordan.
Oh, my who I think is gonna have a breakout season is Kimball Schuessler.
No.
Who I don't think got a ton of love. My like new person that I'm excited to see is obviously Easton Winfield, just because he's in left field. It's kind of a cop out, but you know. And then this was the one that I actually had to spend a lot of time thinking on, but I think my favorite player is Zane Gerwitz.
It's
Like
who?
Zane Gerwitz, center field.
Oh,
Like
Zane Gerwitz.
started all 4 years, like huge contributor. I feel like people kind of forget about him. And I was going back through and just trying to figure out like all the guys that I'd watched, and I was like, he was kind of important, you know?
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, so who are y'all most excited to see returning?
I mean, I'll go with like it's the typical ones. I mean, like Max Ballou, I think is gonna have an amazing year. I want him to do amazing. Yeah, like PJ picked his walk-up song to start the season. Nothing like a little Dua Lipa, you know, to
Love it.
and I also am rooting for Jalen Flores.
Okay. Katie took both of mine.
You know,
I'm with you, Jordan, about Kimball. I agree that I think that and it sounds like that him and Jalen are like pretty tight, like buddies too. So I like to see those relationships. I like to see when they're like really good friends and stuff, you know. And I don't know anything about the new guys. I just want to. I think that number 33 is the pitcher. So I'm gonna say him, but I want him to have or a great year.
I hope, and yeah, I mean, I hope all of our new pitchers just like kill it. We need some better pitching.
I would like Duplantier to do well because he's stuck around, and you know, want him to. All the guys that they kept, you know, 'cause I know that more would have stayed, but the ones that have gotten to remain, I'm hoping that everything is good for them, that they can end with like great memories, and that's a big deal to me.
Awesome.
The hard one is like favorite all-time baseball player. That's a hard one, you know.
Right?
Like I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, that's hard. Like I remember being at the dish, like watching Adrian Alanis throw a no-hitter or a perfect game. I think it was a perfect game.
It was.
This is amazing. I was sitting right behind home plate. It was like when we, you know, and it was just like the coolest thing in the whole entire world to watch that. I don't know. There's just so many. Like it's really.
Well, that's what I started thinking. Even when I just went back to look through, I was like, oh, there's this guy. Oh, but this also, and I only have since, you know, 2009 when I actually started like really paying attention. So I can't.
I mean, like watching Mark Payton play at Texas because that's like kind of not your typical, you know, like maybe, I don't know, like that big of a baseball player, you know. I mean, he was hit nonstop. He played in the outfield. He like would, I mean, we know him, you know what I mean? And I think developed a like, you know, personal relationship with him. And yeah, so he's amazing.
Mine's Bill Bates.
Yeah.
Or way back then. That was when I got into it all. And he was like all of it were just awesome. Like, maybe Michelle got his like autograph and all this stuff.
That's so sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, so we have baseball right around the corner. We have the women's softball team. They went 6-0 the opening weekend. I mean,
Wow, that was a lot of games to play in 3 days. Jeez.
that's a lot of games. That is a lot of games.
And that's like obviously love baseball, but I have a lot of respect for the softball players because they do like stuff like that every year. But
Yeah.
they'll do like 2 or 3 of those tournaments a year where you're playing maybe 2 games a day.
Yeah.
And they're consistent. They're consistent. How do you feel like our baseball coach, our new Jimmy? How do you think he's gonna do? How are y'all feeling about his energy?
Oh, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Schloss is going to be amazing. I think he has a really high level of like high expectations, high competitive, and he's a perfectionist as well. And I mean, I think like that lines up with like all the UT baseball like expectations historically, So I think he's going to do well.
I do too.
I think I worry about the, playing A&M just because I feel like they're going to bring such anger.
They hate us.
Oh yeah, they will. They will. But
yeah. So I hope he sticks with what they did, where they didn't let the Aggies into that little bullpen at Yeti Yard, because I'm just like, oh gosh, I don't want fights and things like that. Hopefully,
well, yeah. No, I mean, they'll have all that kind of under control. I mean, because it'll be a SEC series and not just a midweek game, and it's a whole different setup. So
right. I will say I do think that Coach Jimmy does have big dick energy.
Okay.
Just because he is very cocky, I think. But, as a coach, you don't want somebody who's just a mousy guy,
No.
You want somebody who, knows
Sure.
the word.
Yeah, self-assurance. Self-assurance.
And I'm hoping that he brings it, and we'll see what the season brings. I just love the energy out there, seeing all our old friends. Every time I go out to left field, it's like just a reunion, even if it's every week, I'm just like, oh my gosh, Jordan, I just want to see you out there as much as we'll just bring your head with us.
Yes.
Like a big head of Jordan. We've made those in the past.
Hey, fully support. But that's funny. I was just talking to Connie Quintanilla earlier about I'm gonna try and make it for at least one home series because I'm going to Arlington and I'm going to Vegas. And I was gonna try and do a road one just because like a lot of them are closer to me now. But I'm gonna make it home at some point. I'm not gonna tell anyone when, and I'm just gonna show up. But
I love it. I love
I think
it.
that's the thing people don't always understand. Like those of us that like love the sports for the sports, but also it's like such a social event, and it's such a, you get to hang out and see your friends and like catch up and do all the fun things as well. So it's like a whole social outing.
It's a family.
We do need to be clear. We do need to be clear though that for people that do like to just wander up, when the game starts, some of us do have our own designated spots. And they need to understand who has been there the longest.
that is a thing. Like, not even I know I remember y'all's story from me, but even now, like as a newer person to the group, but anyone that's just like standing in between the tables, blocking that window if they're not watching, I'm just like, get out of my way.
Get out of the way. Move.
We'll be sure to tell them. But yeah, the picnic tables are reserved.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be a fun season. I can't wait to see all of you guys out there. And this is one of our favorite seasons of the year for sure. And just get to spend time with all of our family, our best friends. So if you get a chance, come out to left field and join us. But remember, those picnic tables are reserved.
Yeah.
And we're very welcoming as long as you're cool. If you're not cool,
Right.
go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. There's plenty.
Bring your own. If you're gonna drink, bring your own beer. Also,
Bring her over here.
which is like
Coffee.
something we had to think to tell somebody. But as our popularity, from day one, I showed up with a case of Coors Light at least. And so I'm shocked with
that. So you're good.
I'm just saying. It's fine. But yeah, that was the one thing that shocked me is that as left field got more popular and Mark got more popular, that people just showed up and expected like an open bar, and I was like,
Yeah, not really.
No.
No.
Well, this was so fun. We have a couple of things that we're working on. We definitely want a theme song, and we definitely want whoever wants to get on and do some co-hosting with this. I think it's a fun event, and I'd like to do it, more regularly, but we'll see how we're feeling and see how it takes off, right?
Yeah.
See you in left field.
There we go. See you in left field.
Do you allow the Longhorns to live rent-free in your brain? Do you find yourself throwing the horns down so often that your fingers are practically stuck in that position? Well, folks, it's time to reclaim your hand health and your dignity. Introducing the Anti-Horns Assistive Brace, AHAB for short. The only device clinically proven to stop your UT hate spiral by physically forcing your fingers into a peace sign or even a thumbs up. That's right. No more walking around the office flashing horns down at Karen in accounting, who doesn't even like football. Our patented Relax It's Just a Game technology activates every time you go to flex your fingers into that oh-so-petty gesture. Suddenly, instead of feeding your weird obsession, you're spreading good vibes, or at least pretending to. Side effects include temporary happiness, actual conversations about your own team, and Karen may be talking to you again. So go ahead, break free from your Longhorn fixation. Visit hornsfreehands.com. That's hornsfreehands.com, and use promo code HOOKED for 10% off your first brace. Because life's too short to hate a team that beats you most of the time anyway. Seriously, though, get help.